Hey, good evening. It's Coach Jill, and welcome to the Monday night group coaching call. So glad that you're here. Please make sure that you check your chat. The chat is open. Let us know that you're watching, where you're watching from. Glad to have you all here. Excuse me. Let's jump in and get started. We are coming to the last week of group coaching. It's crazy for those of you who start in April. We're coming to your final week. So you're going to be finishing up this week, and you're going to be doing one of each of the different types of days. You're going to be doing 1 day of carbohydrate hyperdosing, 1 day of protein hyperdosing, and 1 day of fat hyperdosing this week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you'll be doing each one of those, and then you're going to have your juice days in between there. And this is really going to be your week to figure out how your body is working best. So I'd love to hear how you guys have done in level 3 and how that feels for you. Not only that, I want to hear your results in general. How are you guys doing? Have you connected with your coach this week? And let me know what's going on. I want to know. So we'll get started here. Coach Paula should be joining us in a few moments. And Coach Penny, and we'll dig into this. So I hope you're all doing well. And you know what? This week is our big week. We are having our Fit Life Live event. That's this weekend, this Friday and Saturday. I know some of you are coming out to see us. We're really excited to meet you in person and be able to give you a hug, share some juice, and help you move forward in your transformation. So if you're watching and you're coming out to join us, let me know. Talk to me in the chat there and let me know that you're coming out to see us, because we'd love to have you. So let's see. Who's watching? Tell me if you're watching. Paula, I see you watching. Paula, where are you? Cheryl, I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm not sure what you're trying to say to me. So, Diana, I'm hoping you're going to be here. It'd be nice to see you. No, we're not going to be live, Cheryl. Cheryl's asking, will Fit Life Live be available on the internet or delayed? They are going to be making recordings of all of the speakers. That is coming. We will get that to you. And that is available for purchase if you want to see everything that goes on at Fit Life Live. So we'll be doing a lot of, I'm sure, posting and things like that from the Fit Life Live event. And it's going to be a phenomenal event. It's absolutely going to be phenomenal. Hi, Denise. Welcome, welcome. We'll get moving here in just a minute. But how did you guys do this past week? How did it go for you? Tell me how you're doing. I want to know what's up and how you did. If you started with us in April, you're going to be going into your last week. And last week you did your fat hyperdosing week. So last week was no heavy fitness routines. You were supposed to be good to yourself, pamper yourself a little bit, maybe a massage, maybe some acupuncture, acupressure, some gentle yoga, foam rolling. Tell me how that went for you. Tell me if you enjoyed that. What did you do? Paula, I'm trying check the Slack. Check Slack. Put it in Slack. Paula's watching instead of being on here with me. Paula, check your Slack. The link is in Slack. So if anybody else wants to join me, you know what? Let's do this. Let's bring you all on. Let's do something a little different tonight. Okay. I just dropped a link in, a live link. You can come join me live on this call. So come and let's chat for those of you who are watching. I've got 9 spots open, and the first 9 to get here can come join me. Let's chat a little bit. Do some live chatter tonight here. So if you're watching and you see the chat link there, which I dropped in the box, come join me. I'd love to have you. So anyways, if you, you're finishing up, you did fat hyperdosing. I'd love to know how you guys did last year. If you're watching and you see the chat link, close your other window. Come join me. I'd love to have you. Thank you.
I still don't see it in Slack.
Paula's hiding over there.
I'm here. Do you see me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's hiding out.
I'm sitting here waiting. I'm like, I better click on there and see if they're talking.
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll see who else wants to come join us live. I just dropped the link in there. So
that's how I got in, because it never came to Slack. What the heck?
It's been one of those days.
Love technology.
I know. You never know what to expect. Here comes Diane.
Diane.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see who else we can get on this call to join us.
You're
hey, Diane. You're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Click on your microphone. This is like going back to do the old call. There she is. Hey, Diane. You have another window open, so close your other window. So somewhere on there, you've got another window open. I'm going to mute you so you can find it. All right. So, Paula.
Yes.
What did you like about week 4 in level 3?
Week 3.
Week 4 in level 3.
Are we on week 4 already? Oh my gosh. I liked the fact that I could try all 3 of the hyperdosing macros in the same week. So just one day of each to see how that worked as opposed to multiple days in a row. I did enjoy week 4 probably more than I enjoyed any other of the weeks in level 3, just because I didn't feel too good the first week, and the third week I was really tired. Protein week was good for me, so I was glad to finally be back to what seemed like a more normal schedule.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, the 4th week was the most normal. Cheryl says, my juicer got clogged this week. I was trying to juice some vegetables I grew. I have a single auger juicer. I did eventually get it unclogged. Do you have any tips to prevent juicer from clogging? Well, there's several things you can do. Now, you have an auger juicer, so you have to usually cut your produce a little bit smaller with the auger juicers. You want to make sure that you are, I'm trying to think of, with the omega, there's certain omegas where you have to cut it really small. You have to cut your produce really quite small with the omega juicers. And you want to mix up your produce. So you want to put like harder produce in, then followed by softer produce that produces a lot of juice. When you push that through, and when you alternate your hard and soft produce, you'll get better results, and it won't tend to clog as much. I know if you're trying to juice like a lot of greens, things like that, it can get pretty clogged up. So make sure that you are alternating what you're putting in your juicer. And always follow up something that doesn't make a lot of juice with something that does, so that you can push that through with your juicer. And it's not just the auger juicers that you'll find that do that. You will find that your centrifugal juicers can do that, as well as your slow masticating juicers. So you really need to alternate your produce when you're putting your produce through, and that should help with that. Paula, any tips on that?
2. I find that if I save my ginger for the last, I do better. And sometimes I pour just a little bit of filtered water in to get things moving if I feel like they're clogged up a little bit. And just a little bit of filtered water is not going to hurt your juicer.
And I find that with ginger, because ginger does tend to clog up the juicers because it's so stringy with the produce. So I cut mine almost into small cubes before I put it through. And I do a little bit in the beginning, and I do all the rest at the end again because it can clog up the juicer. So Diane's asking what masticating juicer. Well, I know that I don't really use a masticating juicer. I use a slow juicer, which it's similar to a masticating juicer. I have my Dash juicer, which Paula knows that I love my Dash juicer. It was like my bargain juicer, $59.95 at TJ Maxx. I love that little juicer. Works great. But Omega is a great masticating juicer. Green Star. There's another one in it. The name is escaping me. They're all great juicers, and the thing of it is you don't, it doesn't really matter what you have. The centrifugal juicers, I know there's a lot of information out there that says, oh, they heat up your produce, it's going to degrade the quality of your juice. Honestly, you're juicing and you're putting it right through. It's not going to heat up your juice that much. It really doesn't heat up your juice. There's been a couple things that I've juiced, experimenting around with my centrifugal juicer, which have been very hard on the juicer and slowed it down a little bit, but I can't say that it made a big difference with the quality of my juice. Paula, have you had anything like that?
I've only ever used a centrifugal juicer, so sometimes I think that my produce could be, my pulp could be a little bit drier, but I haven't had any with my greens, I have to alternate, like you said earlier. If I juice a lot of spinach, so I will do half a cucumber, a bunch of spinach, and then more cucumber or celery or something that gives me a lot of juice to wash everything through. And I've learned to do I learned to do my ginger last because it is stringy, and it usually ends up very dry on the basket. So if I did my ginger first, then everything else doesn't work quite as well.
Yeah.
But I've always had a Breville juice fountain, and I'm on my second one. And eventually I think I'd get an Omega. And what keeps me away from the Omega is mine works just fine, and they're expensive, for masticating. So I just and it's never warm. If my produce is in the refrigerator, my juice is cold.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. I don't have any problems whatsoever.
And I think the key piece, and this is always, this is one of the first lines that I learned from Drew. The best juicer is the one that you're going to use, and that's true. You want something that you're going to use. I'm not saying that masticating juicers are more difficult to clean. Some people view them as more difficult to clean because there's more parts to take apart on it, but I think it's all learning to adjust to the process of juicing. So this is a lifestyle that we choose, this is what we choose to do, so that's all part of this. Excuse me. And as I give advice because I hear people always come to me and say, "Ow, I hate cleaning the juicer. It's such a pain." If you clean it right away, chances are it's going to be much easier. Clean it right away. Rinse it right away, and then you're done. Paula, what do you do with yours?
Cleaning wise, I usually clean it right away. Right away, even before I drink my juice. This morning I made my new favorite, which is red grapefruit, cucumber, ginger, and golden beet. And I actually sat and enjoyed my juice and cleaned the juicer afterwards. So maybe an hour later, I was doing all sorts of catching up on email and stuff like that, and it was fine. Would I leave it sit all day? No. I just wouldn't. But and mine came with a little brush, and if yours didn't come with a little brush for the basket, you could just use a nail brush or a produce brush, and I just never had a problem with that. If I were going to cook on the mornings that I don't juice and I cook breakfast, I have a heck of a lot more dishes to do than my juicer, so it's just part of it.
Yeah.
We can all find things to complain about, but
Yeah. So I want to hear if you. Hold on. I can see who's watching. Okay. Um, so I want to talk about what happens next for those who are finishing up this week. What do you do? What's next? Well, you have options. You have some great options, actually. You can continue with your coach if you've been enjoying the accountability, if you have been enjoying the fact that you get the weekly calls, the check-ins, and all of that, and you're just not ready to be without that accountability, you can continue just as you're going, $250 per month with your coach, and stick with them as long as you want. You have that option. If you're feeling like you need more accountability, we always have private one-on-one coaching. You can keep the same coach, and you can continue on. And that's going to give you, in addition to these group calls, it's going to give you a 30-minute coaching call with your coach each week. So you'll have that option. I know we've been having emails go out about our new custom detox plan. This is really, it's a self-guided program. That is not coaching. Not saying it's not right for everybody. It's great for a lot of people. If you're ready to move forward and you just need some guidance on what do I do from here, that's a great way to go. You're going to get a month worth of programs or planning menu plans, and each month, depending on how you report back, which means you have to turn in your results. You have to email in your results to get your customizations. So that might be an option, another optional way for you to go. And then, of course, we have our membership. You can just participate in the membership. And believe it or not, I know we've been talking about this for a while, the new membership is almost ready. It's just about ready to be released, and it's amazing. It looks beautiful, and it flows very nicely. Not some of the issues that people have complained about. So that's just about ready to be released. So you have those options. Denise says, I have an omega. It works really well, but I also alternate between greens and cucumbers. I find that turmeric stains more than beets, however, with a good brush. It cleans well. Turmeric does stain. Turmeric will stain your countertops. So if you have light countertops, be careful. Wipe up the turmeric right away.
And your nails.
Yeah. It's like using bad tanning cream, where you keep it. Turmeric will stain. The other thing about turmeric, and I always like to forewarn people, you can store your turmeric root in the freezer. It's a great way to store it. However, you cannot juice it frozen. Mm-hmm. Cannot. Ginger you can take out of the freezer. You can throw ginger in, it will juice. Turmeric you cannot. You need to thaw it out completely because it will ruin your juicer. It freezes that hard and it will ruin. I believe it was Coach Lorna who completely bent the basket in her centrifugal juicer by trying to put frozen turmeric through her juicer. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Diane, you're on with us. Do you have any questions?
No, not really, Jill. I'm doing great, thank you. Feeling really good after my surgery and everything, and I think I'm ready to make that 2-hour drive down to San Diego this coming Friday. So
I think you should. I think you should.
I want to, trust me.
Even Paula's coming in.
Hey, where are you coming from, Paula?
New Jersey.
Oh, wow. A much longer trip than I have.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a fantastic weekend. It's going to be a great weekend for transformation. I am so excited. I wish all of you were coming. I really do. I'd love to meet every one of you in person. And hopefully in the future when we do more events, each one of you will be able to come out and meet us live. We'd love to have you. And Diane's recuperating from shoulder surgery, so I'm so glad you're doing well. And what would you say was your greatest tool that you've learned through this program that got you through your recovery?
I really like the fact that we can have an oops and it's okay. And it's so easy to get back on. There's no shaming involved. There's just a lot of love and support, and that really keeps, because those things, the oops happens. They do no matter what. And I love the loving, kindly. It's like, okay, you know what to do. Just basically do it. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent, excellent. I love that. And it's true. This is not a program about being critical, as you all know. We're not here to criticize you. We're not here to say, oh my gosh, what did you do? No. We're here to teach you the right way to do this and how to get yourself back on track, even when you've had a bad day. So that's one of the things that I do enjoy about this program and continue to enjoy about this program. So it's pretty amazing.
There are no bad days.
No, there are no bad days. They're all good days.
Exactly.
So anybody else have any questions? Anybody who's watching have any questions? You're all so quiet today.
Yeah, usually they're pumping questions out.
I know. Everybody's super quiet. Nobody. All right. Well, then I guess we'll wrap up a few minutes early because nobody has any questions. Be prepared that you need to connect with your coach about your continuation options moving forward, because this is the last week. We will have our final call on Monday, just to touch base with everyone. You need to get your results in, so that means you need to take those final photos, you need to take your final measurements, and you need to submit those to your coach.
Mm-hmm.
So no exceptions. You need to submit them. Just do it. And make sure that you connect with your coach to discuss your continuation options. So this is the time to do this, make this decision this week, so you know exactly how you're moving forward after next Monday. So, all right. Well, with that, we'll wrap up a few minutes early, and we'll see you guys all next week. And for anybody who's coming out, we'll see you this weekend. And have a great evening, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.